They're closed and eyes are closed, and find out the most comfortable position of your body. Find out, look at the body, become aware of the room or the place where you are sitting. Eyes are closed gently, and the mind is simply aware. In that awareness, I'm saying it definitely, there are four stages of the mantra. So I have to speak the lowest in the first stage by the lips, by the sound, which is known as Vaikhari. Second stage is the mental. Third stage is that we see the mantra, and the fourth is as if the real self is chanting the mantra. You see that the word Soham, I am that. Who is saying I am that? The real self is saying. Shivoham, I am Shiva. Only the Shiva can see that. So the Shiva is within me. Or we can say that real self is the Shiva. So I am that. So the fact remains that Shiva is the journey. But it is good to start with any Shanti mantra. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. So just we understand, may there be happiness for all. When we do it mentally, may there be happiness for all. So we leave the mala and the outer, the body, lips movement, and then we see that there is already a happiness for all. And in the end, what Buddha says, self-remembering, we discussed many a times. The seventh of the eightfold path of the Buddha is known as mindfulness in the West. But when we understand the essence is surati, self-remembering. Where is self-remembering? Just in self-awareness that I'm happiness. So when we are doing it regularly, the mind becomes subtler and the subtler. It rises in awareness. Yes, there is a tradition where we say that you simply chant the mantra without knowing the meaning. Yeah, that is also there. At least that is a primary stage where we are trying to create the focus of the mind. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. So you see the lowest stage, I spoke it because I have to give a meditation so called practice. Then you are doing it mentally. May there be peace for all, peace for all, peace for all. And then you see. See means you are aware of the peace. You are aware of as if the peace is separate from you. And that separation merges when we say at the fourth level, remembering I am the peace. Shantoham. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness in all. May there be completeness in all, wholeness in all. My mind is craving for something, or your mind is wandering during the practice of meditation, and there is a self remembering that I am the whole, complete. I don't need anything. And then see and check the mind. You'll find the mind minimizes the distractions. When the practice of meditation went to the West, and then we started, oh, we have to focus. This is what do you mean by focus? No, we are not focusing. We are extending the area of awareness, whether there is a thought or no thought, there is a completeness, wholeness. Another way I already explained you that I desire only because I feel a sense of incompleteness. Who feels the sense of incompleteness, the false I, the ego? So, don't I need from the world? Yes, I need it from the world for physical survival, but not for craving. That is the difference, the knowledge you put into the mind, and the mind is not going to be distracted. Sarvesham, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness, for auspiciousness, the goodness should be there. What is goodness? That goodness is always there. That goodness is always there. So then what happens? I don't feel good. That is what we need to discover. I do not feel good at all time. That is what we are discovering. What do you mean? We mean by it that the goodness is the real self. Goodness is the real self, and that goodness is recognized and realized. I always prefer to start any journey of meditation with a Shanti mantra. Why? So that the mind becomes mature. Now, now being comfortable. We always experience sometime in pain also we are comfortable. Why in the pain? Because I feel I'm having a pain for a greater pleasure. That is what sometimes we try to apply in meditation. Let me sit, and even though I feel uncomfortable, no, not at all. We don't want any division, duality in the mind. Find out the most comfortable position of the body, whatever the position of the body. You can sit in any posture. And if we can maintain awareness, we can also sit, lie down. It doesn't make any difference. Our self awareness should be maintained. But when we say comfortable, the goal is to change the direction of the mind. Goal is to change the direction of the mind from outside to inside. You see that from outside to inside. Yes, we may say it from outside the body to inside the body. But at a higher level, at a subtler level, what is outside? Whenever the mind, whenever the mind has lot of thought, feeling, emotions, craziness, reaction, duality, conflict, fear, failure, frustration. So when we apply the knowledge, what is the knowledge? Oh, any thought, good or bad, high or low, is putting me through the mind outside. So you look at, oh, this thought is also putting me outside, this thought, this thought, this thought. That is one approach. That is one approach. And other approach, I made it uh, simple. Second approach is that through the body. You have to understand through the body. If we put the 99% of the knowledge, 1% is just an awareness. So the practice transforms into purely an understanding. Oh, so second approach of being comfortable is that you look at the neck joint. So the mind recognizes not the word but neck joint. Then I say look inside the neck joint. So now you are looking inside the body, not outside in the world. Just you can say a trick or simply a point of awareness. Okay, now when I look inside, I find the emptiness. Yes, that is it. Be there and experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Through the body, we discover the comfort. Remember, very, be very clear that we discover. We do not do anything to be comfortable. Once we have that understanding, the journey becomes smooth. So you look at the shoulder joints. Look, this eye is looking, shoulder joints, not the word. Then eye is looking inside the shoulder joints, not the thought, feeling, emotions. Yes, they are there, but you are aware. And then you experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. That is all. So one way I said it is being comfortable. So what happens? And then the entire body. Now you're looking at the entire body. We go with the mind in the beginning. Oh, the mind says that outside the body is the world. Oh, we follow it. It's okay. Oh, if you say so, we are okay. And then you look inside the body. It is like, it is same thing. That impression has been created in the mind, inside the home and outside the home. But there is only one earth. Why we put this knowledge? Because the mind becomes subtle, mind becomes pure, mind becomes receptive. Oh, that is why we do it? Yes. So there are many. Mind becomes receptive, it rises in awareness, and it takes thoughts casually, not seriously. Seriously means that I'm attached. And then you experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. And in that state of being comfortable, we move to the next step of being carefree. You already know. So we are understanding at a very subtler level. What do you mean by the place, position, and the posture? We have done being comfortable and then being carefree. We are inside. Clear? We are inside. Yes, so called. Just for the sake of understanding. So we are inside. So inside, what happens? We encounter the subtle body. What is the subtle body? Subtle body is the mind. And then what is the mind? The thought, feeling, experiences, memories, the past. So I simply recognize they belong to the mind, not to me. Pay attention. You are listening to me and doing meditation when I'm passing the thought. So here the people do lot of mistakes. Okay, then subtle body is the mind, and the mind is not me, so the thought is not me, so I don't need them. No. When you start thinking, your mind takes an opposite turn. We are just aware of the thought. We will choose what we need and what we do not need. So when I simply say that, yes, look inside, subtle mind, thought, feeling, and emotions. So now in this phase, we take a step further. What is that step further? That it is the mind, and the mind has all these thoughts. Oh, so I am aware? Yes, I am aware. Yes, I am aware. So, what do you mean by awareness? I am aware. What is that awareness? That these thoughts are not me, it belongs to the mind. This is what is self awareness. We're taking it so casually with the knowledge. So you are aware of the mind, you are aware of what is going in the mind. You, that you is separate. That you is separate. That you is separate. Yes. Separate means what? That sense of separation, they're already separate. It is not that, we are looking now. So that is why I gave you, I gave you another step in being carefree. I say casually look inside the forehead in the space. Very good. So that space is constant. I, the knower, is constant. And the thought, feeling, emotions continues to move from one to the other. Oh, yes. So that level of awareness has been taught by the Buddha when we say you are aware of the breath. So even I deleted here the need for the breath. The breath that just moved in and just moved out is different from the next breath going in, from the next breath coming out. You see? Breath moving in or out now is different from the next breath. Oh, yes, that is. So whether you are aware of the thought or you are aware of the of the both are same. We need not worry about it. So that will help us to go deeper. It will make the mind subtler. The mind is not subtler. Yes, yes, it is always. It is definitely subtle. That is why we say it is subtle body. Oh, yes, we are understanding. We are removing the misunderstanding. Because the mind is identified with the objects of the world, we want to de identify. Simple. Now, let us go a little deeper. So, again, pay attention. When I say deeper, I gave you an example. Vaikhari speech or the mantra, then I say Om Shanti louder. Second level is mental. Third level is Pashyanti. I see it. Do you think that you're a man or a woman when you wake up in the morning? You see it. Non-verbal. And after that, the fourth state is, I told you, Shivoham. So if we take the mind consciously to that state, we are absorbed into meditation. Now we have to remember another way to understand the meditation. Matter and the consciousness are two things. So we already done the step of six neighbors and I am. That I am is pure consciousness, and the six neighbors is nothing but the matter. They are together. I move my hand and I become aware of it. So there is I am and there is the hand. So hand is the matter and I am is the consciousness. Oh, yes. Do you see that knowledge transforms? All the six matters are matter that way. So you see that that is one thing to understand. Now, matter likes matter, and consciousness likes consciousness. What do you mean by it? That is why the mind is the matter. Mind wants to go. Mind always wants to go to the matter. What is that matter? The thought. What is the thought? It is an object, any object of the world, plus knowledge of an object. We discussed that. Plus real self or consciousness. So what happens? The mind is created when matter almost meets the real self. Oh, that is how we recognize these six neighbors. The first neighbor is everything outside the world. You just feel, be aware, starting from the space outside your body, and the bigger the space confined by the walls is the room where you are practicing, and the articles that we need in the room, you just be aware. Why? Yeah, why? I'm always saying why, because we should know it. Because if we know it, so we are saying to the mind, look, everything outside the body where you cannot find yourself. And meditation is to know thyself. So we do it casually. We say, just check it, you are not there. So what happens? The subtle mind becomes subtler, and then what? Then it separates. It separates. What do you mean by separates? Knowing I am not the neighbor one, which is the word. Okay, that is what we are doing. Second neighbor is the physical body. Why I use car does not mean I am the car. So I see through the eyes doesn't mean. So we put this knowledge. Does not mean. I feel the smell or touch or sound or taste. It does not mean I move, does not mean I am legs. So this knowledge, this awareness is very difficult to attain. But by practice, we can attain to that. But by practice, it is possible. Okay. So, when that awareness, that knowledge is already there in the mind, that knowledge is there in the mind, and you wake up, become aware of the body and the mind like you are aware of the car. And you visualize the tremendous transformation. Is this the way to find an awakening? I'm not saying anything. Then comes the third neighbor. We talked about the prana. We also talked about hunger and thirst. And then we also talked about all our functions of the body is carried out by this neighbor number 3, the prana. So the fuel, the energy in the car, petrol, battery in the smartphone, fuel in the car, like this. Oh, yes, I'm not the fuel. I'm not the fuel or battery. That is why it is a neighbor. And neighbor number 4 is the mind, the duality. One duality creates trillions of dualities in the mind. I get pleasure eating pasta. The mind says, you are right. And then it says, not eating pasta will give you pain. So make an effort. You are not doing it. You see the opposite? You are not doing it. So I make an effort. I achieve or no. I achieve or not. Oh, so the doership has come. Enjoyership has come. And then came all kinds of duality, pain, pleasure, likes and dislikes, and millions. We live our entire life with this duality. But it comes to the mind, it's a neighbor, I'm not. Okay. Then comes the intellect or the I thought. Just check it, it is the intellect that says, I am. As long as it says I am is good, then it adds information from the mind of duality, of energy, hunger and thirst, of the body, senses, and the motor organs, and of the neighbor, one, the world. This I thought becomes I am, is the false I. That is why we said it is the neighbor number 5. And neighbor number 6 is the causal body. You see that how the causal, are you relaxed and calm? Yes, I'm relaxed and calm at this time. Okay, you are relaxed and calm. So the seed of the impressions are already present. The moment we enter into the world that I thought is ready to become a tree. You see, that is why I said seed impressions. All impressions are present in a seed form. Beyond that, there is a real self. We have beyond that. And that creates a lot of delusion. And there comes our Om Namah Shivaya mantra, Om Namah Shivaya. So one time you say, you're not saying loudly. So not saying loudly now, your mind is already within. So we will pick up only the 3 types of the mantra meditation. We are not doing it mentally, or we are not doing it loudly. Now let us do it mentally with awareness. Om Namah. Mental saying is there. no movement of the lips or the tongue. So that is what, in one way to understand that we when we say it mentally, we also bring image of the Shiva anywhere in front, back, big, small, all will work. So you explore what is happening when we say mantra mentally. Explore who is saying, to whom, with love or without love. So here, with emotion works. With emotion works, but uncontrolled emotion can lead to, can lead to tremendous pressure on the mind and the body. That is why sometimes we see people into so called ecstasy of meditation. They start dancing or doing all sorts of crazy stuff. We are not there. We are not. But it doesn't mean that the emotion we feel. Namah Shivaya. So when you are saying with a pause, why pause now? Because you are imagine you see the vision of the Shiva. So the separation is still there. Separation is still there. So it helps us to remove the ignorance, mixing of, I told you, mixing of matter and consciousness. Oh, that needs to be taken care of. Continue. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. So, based on your emotion, you can say it differently. Based on your emotion, you can say the mantra differently. It is okay. Om Namah Shivaya. And sometimes our emotion seems to be very subtle. We need not to act on it. Just see the state of your mind. Check the state of the mind and follow it. Om Namah Shivaya. We are overwhelmed with the emotion. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. So we say, means the masters in Eastern wisdom say that regular practice helps the mind to purify and then return to the mantra instead of returning to the impressions. So, in a way, it helps. So we have to use everything what is available to us based on our level of seeking. And now we check that we don't make any effort, but you just recall. You see your honey, you know it without any word in your mind. You see the home without any word. You feel without any word. Can we say it is just a perception? Kind of self remembering. Of what? Of Om Namah Shivaya? Yes, in the beginning, you can take help of the vision or image of Shiva. That is what I said. You see your honey, non-verbal awareness. Oh, yes. That, yes, comes from deeper layer of our mind or intellect, I can say. Hmm. You will discover many ways this crazy mind, sometime it drops, sometime it runs after some thought, past impression. When we have a continuity of that, what is that continuity? Do you ever forget that you are married? Continuity. You see that? I'm giving, giving examples that will help understand what is happening. Yeah, yeah. Oh no, I never forget. Why you forget Om Namah Shivaya? Oh, so should I say it? No, you have already said it in the previous step. Let's just see. Use that knowledge. Oh, this is what it is. Yes. Then only we even need not to self remember. That is over the fourth step. I am what I am. Done. Oh, this is what you are saying. Yes. What happens in the last phase? You are perceiving non verbally, and then you are perceiving non verbally. Then what happens is what we say the self absorption. Or can I say the choiceless awareness? We heard it millions of times. This intellectually we pick up, but we don't pick up experientially. So what happens? That is I am. So what happens? Shivoham. I am Shiva. No difference between I am and Shiva. Because only one. So only one is choice, is a choiceless. It is absorption. So this needs to be achieved when you do the practice by yourself, listening to it, and every day, one day will come, you will see that, oh, I'm totally absorbed, even for another 1 hour. Yeah, that's an indication. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your Buddha palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. How are you?